You're listening to the Go Lightly Martial Hour on freedomtalkradio.net.
All right, I've confirmed because I looked at the front of the Spreaker page. It is show 265 today, because yesterday it was show 264. Anyway, it's the 17th of February in Toowoomba, Australia, the home of the Christ, Brian Leonard Go Lightly Marshall, announced by Pope Benedict XVI on March the 12th, 2013. Before the conclave elected the Antichrist, Francis. So, it's all coming together. Last night we received a longer draft of Adam Yates' document. This is David after Goliath here. We've recorded it for our archives, and after a small amount of tweaking, we'll release it.
It is probably one of the most brilliant things I've read.
Yeah. Oh, you've listened to.
Or listened to.
Yes, as I read it too. Anyway, it's awesome, wonderful. We're excited about that. Yesterday was a very strange day.
Wasn't it?
Oh, my goodness gracious me.
Through Peter, our friend, he is a very spiritual sort of fellow, and he just goes with the flow. You'd never know it. This man was, in the old days, a collector for some of the criminal activities that goes on in Melbourne.
Yes, a debt collector.
A debt collector. And he'd walk up to someone's house full of thugs and say, right, you owe 30 grand, cough up, and they'd laugh at him, so he'd just knock them out on the spot, go in and help themselves to the money. There might be $300,000 or $400,000 in there in drugs. He'd just take the money that was owed and give it back to, and he'd get a commission. Right? That's the type of guy he is. So he became well respected amongst all the thugs in Melbourne. And this is a time in Australia where...
Oh, the underbelly.
The underbelly was unreal. Right? So he... is a very intelligent fellow as well, a computer expert, worked in universities for a long time, and has often said he should have stayed there because he'd have been on real big bucks a day. But he had a lot of spiritual things occur in his life.
From a small child.
Huh?
From a small child.
From a small child. And went to a Catholic school. In any case... he introduced us to a woman.
Well, we've already uploaded about the lunch over at Grace's house.
Right. Now,
with
the
Pete.
point being, we was there yesterday.
Again, second time.
Carry on, tell the story. This is supposed to be a Christian woman, right?
Oh my God. The insanity of it all. Seriously. Don't know where to begin. The harlot,
she'd have an argument with the husband, if you like, Peter. This is a different Peter. Pete.
Real good guy. This is the classic real man and harlot syndrome that we've read about the Colburn and how the harlot sets out to attach herself to the real man And literally it becomes his undoing because he's still a real man. His own spirit is incorruptible, but she is totally corrupted. It is the nature of it, and presents itself as this innocent victim, childlike, Bottom line is it's a total sham, scam, affront.
Well, I was trying to work it out. I've never seen anything quite like this woman being able to pick a fight with this adoring husband. And then she'll have a series of 8 or 9 fellows that she knows on the phone come over and that's it.
Yes, in this sixth circle of hers, there's these, we counted them last night because Pete, a series of things happened while we were there. Bottom line is that we parked in what belonged to somebody else's parking spot, and so I went next door and said, really sorry, because the fellow who owned the parking spot parked behind us. Anyway, he moved his car, but the first words out of his mouth in anger were about this woman next door, blah, blah, blah. She should have told you. But you can see it was on all a setup, because as we drove in, I said to Yah, I better check to see that we can actually park here with Grace. So we go to her door and they're not home. Grace is not home. So, and then they arrived behind us, literally at the door, because she'd been to a doctor's or whatever. And so didn't get to ask the question in the confusion of the moment and the settling down at the home. So we remained in this man's parking spot, and it was a setup, because what happened, we went to visit Pete's lovely place that he has, that he bought to be with Grace as their home, and she won't be out there anyway. We went out there and had a look. It's beautiful, beautiful location, and then ended up taking him just to have a coffee. And anyway, he'd given Yah bits of information as I am teaching and coaching Grace and what it's all about. And anyway, it just came pouring out what this man is suffering with this woman who is literally sucking his energy out of him, because she's the poor me victim and all these things have happened to her. But the bottom line is she is totally corrupted. She's a harlot, she's a liar, and she's a thief. But the front is this pure, innocent, Jesus-loving, blue-eyed...
Foot washing,
what do you call them? Nymphomaniac, that's what it seems to be.
well, it's worse than that.
Oh, and the constant, the buying of the cheap clothes for $1 this and $1 that, but it's all to do with showing off her body. And, last week, we saw how she washed our feet and then gave me all these clothes and all the rest of it. So I said to Brian, driving home after that, I said, look, all of that is a ruse. At the seat of all this one who was so open and generous and wanted to give this, that and the other, is somebody who is usually disguising with the opposite, somebody who's really...
So the whole point of the exercise is that it has given me another insight into the insanity of Christianity.
Yes, yeah, well, Peter said that
you can sit all week, go and confess on the weekends, and knock around with people that are of the same mentality, and somehow it gives you a license to do these depraved things.
You're excused.
I mean, I'm stunned. I am totally stunned. So anyway, on with the show.
On with the show, yeah.
Now, I was reading this morning... okay,
after the end of that really weird day, we come home and to read again the extended draft of Adam's work, and that was the redemption of our day series, literally back to sanity. Right, going back. Sorry.
Well, I was just looking at some of the news that pops up on your mail, And this French president, Prime Minister, I guess he is, or President, I'm sure.
President.
He was saying if the Jews leave, after there's a lot of pressure for the Jews to leave Europe and go back to be with Netanyahu, this lunatic in the occupied territory of Palestine, which they call Israel. But they are lovely people. I've got to mention that up front. I really have a lot of respect for these people. So he said, if the Jews leave France, it'll be a vital point of loss of the French culture.
Oh, God, spew.
So I read a little bit further on another page, because I looked up his name. So apparently his wife's a Jew.
Yes,
Here they are again.
the part of the culture, of course, that will be devastated once they leave France and all of Europe will be the degenerate, immoral, perverted filth in art, theatre, movies, etc. The pornography, and not to mention the child trafficking, organ trafficking, the sacrificing of Christian children, etc. That'll be the part of the French culture that will have the biggest hole left, the void, if you like, once they depart. And of course, the ideal is to have them all gather together in one place. At this, the judgment.
There's a strange thing about what we are all experiencing is that there's the one reality that you can't look at in the mirror, comb your hair, put your lippy on, or whatever you do. And then the other one is the spiritual side that is also within, looking through the same eyes at the reflection in the mirror of this false piece of bullshit that is what the external part of the human body is. The soul is what it's all about. And unless you get the soul in your mind as being what it really is and shrug off all of this world of delusion, because that's what it is.
It's a delusion.
And I've said before, if you want to find out, there's an easy way to do it, but it is rather expensive, and that is to put a 25-cent bullet through your brain. And you will leave all this bullshit behind, and you'll end up in a realm that is altogether entirely different and has no similarity to what you would see. For example, the stars, they don't exist. Right? Because it's all a manifestation. So this is what we really have to consider, that we're at this point in time where unless you get all this crap out of your mind as adults and go back to being like a child where you had the dream time of being close to your soul coming down from the heavenly realm. And I'm talking about the good people, not the demons, not the Jews. Right? They don't experience this. Right? Because they are the harbingers, is that the word, of the demons.
Well, the vessels for the demons.
They're the vessels, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, as a human being, if you say the word Jesus Christ in reference to God figure throughout your life sometime, this is something that the Jews never, ever, ever do. And that's what your problem is. That's why they're psychopaths. They never allow the word Jesus to be floating around in their mind as being a saviour. It's always to be something of abhorrence. And naturally enough, that's where the demons dominate inside of the human body. In their case, they're not human. Right? But they try to influence you through Hollywood and all these other things that they're doing, the constant bombardment. This morning I typed in beautiful Polish women, because Claudia is a beautiful girl and she comes from Poland. So I thought, well, I'll just have a look at her, and sure enough, there are some gorgeous women there. So then I put beautiful Polish female or women Jews. And what do you think it'd come up with? The Holocaust. Oh dear me. But some of these women in Poland, when we were there, they had drop dead gorgeous, and they did better. So,
well, I think we should start spelling that word Holocaust the way it sounds. Hollow, H-O-L-L-O-W, and then cost, C-O-S-T. The Holocaust. And Shoah business, S-H-O-A-H, which is what the word the Jews use for Holocaust. Shoah business. The Holocaust of Shoah business. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, that was a song by Ethel Merman because she was Jewish, and as they all are.
Yeah.
Yes, right, baby.
Oh, that can be the end of the show.
Now, I was flying up from Melbourne one time to Sydney, and beside me was this woman that looked to be of Spanish extraction, and she struck up a conversation, and we got talking, and she said a few things, and I said to her, I looked at her, I said, give me a hand, and she had to obey. You don't do that to a person, but normally you wouldn't do that. But she gave me a hand, and I turned it over, and I looked at it, and I said, your hand's the same as mine. I said, you're an angel. Well, I thought she was going to sink into the sea. And basically she was admitting it. And I said, now tell me about what happens down, because she came from Rio. So what happens in Rio? And she told me what I was thinking, and that was that the police down there are so corrupt that they actually round up children and take them out into the bush and butcher them and take the body parts.
This is Israel. There has been untold exposure of organ harvesting orchestrated by Israel. The disappearance of the children.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, in that document by Ted Gunderson's exposure, CIA, organ trafficking, missing children, the nations involved, and the Bahamas was on the list.
Yeah.
So, babe, what are you doing? You're over there tapping away on your phone.
Yeah, so that was, that's the kind of strange things that happen to me now and then. And this meeting of these people that are so Christian, it makes you sick.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Really
But the reality is, once they're out of that church situation, they go into this bloody state of, in this woman's state.
What
it is odd. And I mean, all those guys that she's knocking around with, they're all part of the local community. Right? So, that's just unreal.
And causing strife, causing meddling, very meddlesome, causing distress in whoever's life that it is attached to by not minding your own business.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's been a real eye-opener. I mean, the front is just, well, it's pathetic.
Oh well. C'est la vie, my dear, c'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
So I've been looking at the amount of Jews there are in India and how long they've been there and so forth. There's a very, very small population of Jews, and they don't have any apparent hatred against them in India because of the Hindu way of life. They accept all religions as being all right.
The path, the Dharma that brings on the karma.
Yeah, so that's how I got onto the Jewish thing. I don't put in the Jewish Polish women, beautiful Jewish Polish women. That's how I got to that. And because of Claudia, when we were there, as a reminder, it wasn't bloody drop-dead gorgeous women walking around, right?
That's right.
So I thought, right, I'll just have a look at how many of them are Jewish. 0. Okay, Holocaust. It seems like what they do, of course, is no matter what you type in, what you're looking for, they'll come up with some connection to the Holocaust because they control the internet. Right? And it's all bullshit.
One of the 5 biggest lies that they propagate.
What are the 5 biggest lies?
Well, that Jesus was a Jew, that they are Israelites, that the Holocaust happened, that being a Jew is just another religion, and that all races are equal.
Yeah.
That's their 5 biggest lies. Hello.
Yeah, well, what I was looking at once we looked at this PM's wife of France is a Jewess, although that even to the point of the Prime Minister of France.
Oh, they all lie, babe.
Yes, I realise that, but it's so blatantly obvious. Huh?
Mm.
And I mean, it just made me physically sick.
Mm.
Such a small population of the world can be infiltrated into every possible facet of Western civilization and dominate it, and the Westerners are so stupid through the Christianity and support of Israel.
Yeah.
It's truly amazing. This what they have been able, this what psychopaths have been able to do when they collect together as a vermin that they are, and these elect, if you like, within the synagogues every Saturday after the show. That's when the evil ones get together and assign their tasks.
Well, they make sure first, according to Jim Stone, who spent 2 years in the community as an infiltration to find out what's really going on. Bottom line is, he said it's all true. Everything you hear, it's true. And when they felt comfortable enough at one of the synagogue meetings, they make sure that there are no visitors, somebody from the outside. And somebody identified him, but he was vouchsafed as safe. So once they ascertained that it was safe within the congregation, then they got down to the business of checking on the status of everybody's assignments within their communities, where they were at, etc. So this is the infiltration of, as you know, schools, universities, churches, the local governments, the local councils, local libraries, to remove all of the books that contain real solid evidence and history, etc. They are removed. They place the Jew in charge of the purchasing on behalf of the library. They make the selections, and so what you have today are your community libraries infiltrated, and the information that comes out in the reference books, etc., are all chosen by them, so you know that it's all lies. And of course they would be removing anything offensive to their sick, twisted, perverted lifestyle as the maggots that they are. Hitler was right. Shine a light of them, and they're hiding within the putrescent body. Now, of course, the putrescent body is that body that they occupy. Call it a nation, call it a local community, whatever. But you'll see how pus-filled it is because of everything that they have killed within that community, infested with their presence. Vipers and adders, how can they escape the damnation of hell, as Jesus is what he said to them, pronounced sentence on them. And of course they can't escape the damnation of hell. And we're not talking about life on this earth, which has become hell because they are the controllers of it. We're talking about that place for the soul, of which there is no escape. They cannot escape it. And they know it. So the reapers are the holy angels, and the eviction of everything that offends. Offends who or what will offends the King of Kings out of his kingdom. And that is Brian Leonard Golightly Marshall. And I tell you something, this revealing of what this woman is offensive. As a matter of fact, just a short time ago, I said to the holy angels, take her and everybody like her out. Then we got a phone call from Pete. Apparently she's got these blood clots and things in her legs. This is what she reports. She's still abusing Pete, and it's all his fault. This is the man who has done everything within his power. It has cost him everything because he has a genuine love for it. And she does nothing but abuse the real man that he is and take advantage of it. And he has seen it and understood it all along. But anyway, I think their days are coming to a swift end. But yes, clean out all like her. A liar, a thief, a harlot.
Well, it's an experience I would not like to have, or look forward to. If I knew it was coming, I would not. We're not going along with it. But we have to experience that type of thing to see it with our own eyes. I guess it, to me, was embodied the 3 women I'd married in my lifetime.
That's right. That's what
I could see these little things about it.
Yeah.
And
all under the cover of this Jesus-loving,
yeah.
as I gave them a teaching on worshipping the image of the beast. That's what everybody's doing. Oh well, moving right along.
Yeah, all right. I ended up with a clean pair of feet out of it, so that's the main thing.
That was last week, yeah. That was a week ago, babe.
If you look back in history, the idea was as Jesus washes the feet of anyone that he comes across in raising them up to of his own fruition to being what you are, the God within you, so to speak. Love is what it is, so he's doing it as a service to you. That's why the Pope was running around doing it, like he went to the jails and washed the feet of these jailers, right?
Francis.
If it had been me and I'd walked into the jailers, I'd have kicked them all in the face, right? So I said, you bastards are in here for a reason.
Yes.
Not forgiveness, you bloody swines. Child molesters and murderers, whatever you are. You deserve to be here, and if they had my way, you'd be here forever. Not wash their bloody feet, right? Or to kick them in the groin.
Well,
Cut that, right in the nuts.
Well, it was also an example to the ones that you had chosen, called out and chosen, that you had chosen, you personally.
Well, that's a big difference.
Oh, totally. Exactly.
Yeah, so anyhow...
it's a show of humility that is as counterfeit as everything that's operating in this world.
We'll do away with that bullshit. This kissing feet, washing feet, all that, forget it. That's out of the game, right? I like the one where I think the most... if a person walks up to me, right, and they want to pay homage of some sort, I'd say to them, repeat after me. Yes, Lord. Take out your wallet. Yes, Lord. Open your wallet and repeat after me. Help yourself. Oh, yeah. Well, that is the Christian tradition, isn't it?
Oh, God. What was Peter saying? Yes, as soon as you get in the door, out comes the plate. How much are you going to pledge? Blah, 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 and all the rest of it. The donate button on the website. Oh, my goodness gracious me. All right, well, have you got anything else to talk about today? I seriously haven't. I feel like I want to...
Not really.
We could cut it short. I could cut it short. We're up to 28 minutes or whatever.
Well, there's lots of things going on in the sense of we're preparing to go to India. We're inviting anyone who wants to come over there and join us to come
Yes,
along.
if any of you are able.
Looks like we want to have 2 of our lovely ladies that's from Germany, ironically, that want to or are planning, if they can, possibly come over. Looks like it's a go. Sometime at around, about the 10th?
10th of May? March.
March,
yes.
Because we are actually booked into a place...
we are committed for the first...
For the 7 days.
First 8 nights, actually, yeah.
Nights,
so
yes.
from the 10th of March, we are free and...
So what comes up from that point, you get a lot of heads together of the same thought, well, lots of stuff can happen. More people gather together in the same thought, you'll have miracles occur. And, we've got to look at India because they are basically Indian people are lovely people. They're just mad. I mean, they are more obsessed with their bullshit than Christians are with their bullshit. But at least with the I'm not going to say Muslims, they're just as bloody bad.
Truly insane.
It's just from a if there were such a thing as aliens. Right?
Yeah, we've covered this. No intelligent life here, boss.
Right, back on the stick, right turn, see you later. These people are complete and utter insane. Right? And that is the world as it is. It's ruled by insanity, demonic insanity. It's ruled by Christianity and their demonised Jews above them. The Muslims, they're Jews and don't know it.
Yeah, right.
The devil, if you like, has incarnated into India big time. And as we were saying yesterday, if you're reading anything out about India and it's got BCE in it, that's Jewish. Right? And they're into all the universities, of course. Who knows what they are in India? That's another story. But anything with BCE, Jewish, anything with BC, from a Christian perspective, or a Western perspective. You don't have to be Christian to talk about BC, because you could be an atheist to say 20 BC. Not a problem. A Jew won't say that. They'll say 20 BCE. And so I want to stretch very, very important when you read things. So you've got to look for the signature of the way they say things. And also, when you study the psychopaths that make up Judaism as a whole, they won't even put a plus sign. You know, you got your calculator with a plus sign on it? When they're writing a mathematical formula, they use something else rather than the plus sign because it looks like a cross. I mean, they are totally obsessed and insane. Absolutely insane. And it takes a lot for me to get my mind around this kind of insanity. Because if you're a logical, loving person, it's hard to put yourself in a position of trying to understand what it's all about when it comes to how those people can think that way. How can you take something that represents love and then turn it into something that represents hate? I'm stunned by it. Yeah, so...
Alright, just... this is a particular source of irritation to me that I was drumming into these two women yesterday. That anybody out there? Darlene Zschech, Zschech. She's an Australian, actually. Lives on the Central Coast, Avoca, that area, but...
lovely place, Avoca.
Yes, well, this is one worship leader who's released several albums, and she gets to tour the world praising Jesus, singing worship. Very popular. Has 466,000 followers on Twitter. So I tried to get it through to the likes of this thing yesterday, that somebody like this, they are worshipping the image of the beast. This is the image built up in their mind about who and what they think Jesus is and what it's all about. However, it would take somebody just like this, Darlene, to get it. What amazes me is that they all crap on about how much they love Jesus. I sent her the apostolic letter and said, I'm back. I mean, it's you, the Twitter and all the rest of it. Sent her the apostolic letter, I'm back. It's about, it's about time Christian world woke up to it. That's all it would take. Just somebody like this to get it, understand it, lay themselves down. They're obsessed with their the image of the beast that they are worshipping, and they are getting feedback. They're getting all this affirmation and confirmation and all the rest of it, and all the feel good, the warm fuzzies, blah, blah, blah. And life is good for them because they're so wanted everywhere. And, just read the tweets and the shallowness of their anyway, just takes one of them to begin worshipping Brian Leonard Golightly Marshall amongst their followers, hundreds and thousands, these concerts around the globe, people turning out. Wouldn't that overturn hell?
Now the big thing is, it's going to remain the same until Francis is out of the picture.
Yes. Yep.
And then you have a Pope coming back. Now,
yep.
The importance of it is playing out the prophecies of Revelation 17:11.
Yes.
And that's all to do with, there are 7 popes, and then another one is the 8th. And they're all called the beast. Now, the reason they're called the beast is like you being the head of a corporation. You're the CEO. Well, when you're the CEO of the church, of the end time, when it's been totally taken over by the Jews and Freemasonry, you are then the beast. Even though you might be a lovely person like Benedict, totally consumed. He worshipped the ground of Pope John Paul II.
Yes.
He thought he was lovely. He was a Jew. But that's what they do. And here he is, a German that becomes Pope. He's a lovely man. Right? And he's asking me to forgive Francis. Can you believe that?
Well, knowing his heart, yes, this is the...
He would forgive Francis.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's working alongside of him behind the scenes.
I did tell him to play it cool.
Yeah, you have. You've told him to play it cool, and literally, I mean, it must have taken him months until July to get over what had happened to him, just as Sister Maria in her letter said. It took her that long to come to terms with her situation.
Right.
And so once you come to terms with it, then you click into action. Well, what am I going to do? Well, she decided, I don't want to be part of this.
Right.
Get out.
All right, so he's in a position now. Once he became aware that he was reincarnated, I mean, reincarnation is not in the Catholic doctrine.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
And but once it's pointed out, with a few little wise words here and there, obviously you can't kill the soul. That's why it says, fear him that can kill your soul in hell, and you're in it. If this ain't hell, anyone in a position like the Pope, where there's all these strange religions that he's got to come across, and the Wailing Wall and this bullshit that's going on, right? So in his mind, I suppose, because he's such a nice fella, he's trying to say, well, they're all children of God, blah, 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 and okay, they're all lost, but our job as Catholics, we're going to save them, and blah, blah, blah.
No.
No. That's not how it works. Right? And the loving Jesus in his mind, as most Christians have, the loving Jesus that turns the other cheek.
The image of the
No. Doesn't take too many words in the Old or New Testament to give you the wrong direction to go in. And realising that it is not the Word of God, the numbers are. Give an example of that. You can take one word of the King James Bible, which was written by a Catholic, put together, authorised by a Catholic, after it was tweeted for 18 months.
Tweaked, babe. Tweaked.
And as well, that as well.
Tweeted came centuries later.
All right. But you can take one word and you look at it in one of the verses. And it might be followed by 300 words in the concordance explaining that one word. Now, this is to give you some idea of the complexity of it. Where and how you use that word, all you need is one Jew to translate that word slightly differently, and you got it all fallen apart. So my task is to put it back together again, because I translate it because I said it in the first place, and lots of things I said there, I didn't say that. It's got nothing to do with me. And that is why I have never read the Bible itself. Maybe 10% of it, only because of research. I've looked at a verse to analyse it.
Yes.
Now, you could not live long enough to go through each of the verses of the Old and New Testament and read the concordance of each one, which is what I do. Right? You would not live long enough to do it, because the Bible, being as large as it is, it's a fair-sized book, 1,400 to 1,500 pages, right? And hundreds of words per page. Multiply that by 2 or 3 times or more. In many cases, it's at least, pick a word, and it's at least 30 words describing what that word means. But moreover, it oftenly goes up to hundreds of words to describe one word. We're just looking at the concordance now. It itself is vast. It cross-references every word, where it's found, what verse it's in, what it means, blah, blah, blah. And it is huge.
Yes.
I've never read all of it either. You can't. I wore out 2 of the concordances before I had the computer to assist me. And that is why I am very familiar with the concordance of how it's all numbered and arranged, and what one word might mean here and the same word means something else somewhere else. And I wore it out. I actually had one there that with the pages had been turned and flicked through so many times that the edges of the book was totally worn away. So I had to buy another one. That was $80 as well. But at that time, I didn't have money to waste on frivolous things. So I ended up getting another one for $85 Canadian. And also spent $1,000 on the Bible program, C Bible it's called, at that time. And it had all of the concordance and the original 1611 Bible.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. It's
Yeah.
very important. There's thousands and thousands of Bibles out there, hundreds of different translations, and they don't have the concordance numbers. That's the most important thing. You've got to have the original 1611 to have the concordance numbers. The New King James Bible might have, I haven't really taken a great deal of look at it, but certainly all the other Bibles haven't. What you looking for, darling?
Well, I'm just looking at an example of
Well, just
a word.
pick a word out, and then one that's got, say, maybe 20 or 30 words explaining it. There's one near
Well,
thumbnail.
1223 in Greek.
All right, now I'll look into the computer when I get it kicked off again. Well, where's that one on the left there?
Or 1325.
We'll read it out.
Okay. I can't actually do that because even these glasses. Where's my real glasses? Have you got them on your side?
They're there.
Oh, there we go. The print is very small in the... Oh, that's better. Hello. 1325. Okay. The word is didomi.
Bigger you, it's not. Is it?
Didomi. A prolonged form of a primary verb which is used as an alternative in most of the tenses. To give. Used in a very wide application, properly or by implication, literally or figuratively, greatly modified by the connection. Adventure, bestow, bring forth, commit, deliver up, give, grant, hinder, make, minister, number, offer, have power, put, receive, set, show, smite with the hand, strike with the palm of the hand, suffer, take, utter, yield. All right, so that's didomo. So let me count the words used in the description. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 50. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 68 words used in the description of one. Didomo.
That's just one.
That's just one word.
Now there are 47 words they don't use in there, like and, the, I, it,
Yes, the
all this
common.
kind of stuff.
Yep.
That don't even come into it. So if you take an average of, say, 50 words to describe one word, and there's 800,000 words, do the math. Yeah? 800,000 times 50. That's 40 million words to describe the King James Bible in its details. How long would it take you to do all that? I know, I've been doing it for 25 years. That's why I know these things instinctively. When I read them, I say, well, this is right, this is wrong. Right? Then I go in, then I've got to check out what verse it's in and where it was used in that particular point. You find that it has been a monumental effort that the Bible has when it's translation. You can see that it has been intentionally misdirected. So, what you then have, like John 8:44, right? You think, all right, 8:44, what's that mean? So you look up the verse number and you see what it means. And it is spontaneous of own accord. So what is it talking about? You are of your father the devil, right? The murderer from the beginning. You're talking about Jews.
Yes.
So they're saying to you that you are descended from Cain. Now, you can say, well, any wonder the Jews hate Jesus because they nailed him. They nailed him to the cross, and he nailed him to the body, to hell. That's what it boils down to. So what I can do in this particular program I've got, when you've got a Bible program like I have, and you can then select the translation itself of one word, which in this case was over 50 words in that one word. Right? You could then push it into Word, the document Word, right? And while you're in there, you can do a number count. So, if you're then looking at 40 million words average, it takes a long time. As I said, I've been doing this since 1990. It takes a very long time to sort it out for you, which would be an impossible task for any of you as individuals. Right? So I have to do it. And that is one of the reasons why I've spent so much time on this planet. Not only that, but you also go through the verse numbers, as we did just then with John 8:44, and you'll end up with another task added to that, measuring the earth.
Right, what's have you got your program open? Yeah. 1340.
What is 1340? In Greek or Hebrew?
Both.
1340 is confidently, constantly affirm.
All right.
To stout it through, that's in Greek.
Yeah.
And in Hebrew, daughter of wealth.
Okay.
And that comes, now this is where it gets interesting. So you've got there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 20 words in that. Okay. But it's from 3 other words.
Yeah.
So we'll go to another word is from, is 1323. So go and have a look at that.
1340, by the way, is the number of pages to this point.
Oh, I see.
In the listing of all.
Well, that's another way you do it. Which I've also done extensively, but these things are so complex you can't really
well that's just the
indicate.
First section. There are other
These things, I've got thousands of PowerPoints, for example, I've done on all sorts of stuff. But the more interesting stuff is once you understand the complexity of it all, how it relates to the creation of the earth. And of course it's so complex but beautifully simple once you see it outlined, that it is such a wondrous thing that only the Creator in the fullness can do it.
Yes.
Not me on the earth when I'm talking to you in a language that I've got to communicate this information to, and put it in such a way that, considering I'm talking to children and I'm talking to adults and I'm talking to various levels of intellect and also various schools of thought in different languages. For example, if I've got to tell the Germans how it all works, I've got to say, well, Martin Luther's a great guy because he did the right thing. However, there's a Catholic Church you've got to go back to, but it's translated by the English Bible that was put together by the King James, who was a Catholic. So this word then goes off to a bath or Hebrew measure. Right? Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we're up to 50 again. Then there's 1327 it's from. So that one word now, meaning to break in pieces, desolation, desolate. Right, that's just one root. Right, so there's up to another 10 words on top of that. So now we're up to 60. Then we got, what was the original number? I've forgotten now.
1340.
1340. Okay, so that's one root. Now we go to 7771, which is also in the same explanation, dictionary-wise, as another. So this is from 1768. Now, what I'm trying to get across to the people out there is, I've done all this. It's taken me bloody 25, whatever years it is now, beginning since 1990. I can't even work that out because I've gone brain dead.
Yeah, 25 years.
It's 25 years of doing this, but prior to that, learning the experiences of the world to put the coincidences together.
Yes.
Right? So, as it's all coming together, and as these many, many things that I was experiencing throughout the ghosts I've seen, and the appearance of Mary, and me being taken back in time, and crashing of trucks and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Seeing, as I said, ghosts, also a psychic connection to my women. I knew what they were thinking. And I don't mean a psychic show where you stand on a stage and you have someone bullshitting away and you've got some code you're talking. I'm talking about seeing exactly what they're thinking. Reading their mind literally. That's what I was able to do with Eileen. I couldn't believe the things I was seeing.
Yeah.
I thought, no one's that evil. But it was there. It wasn't coming from my soul, because my soul is pure. Right? I can't sin, by the way. I just say an occasional word that might sound like it's not a sin. It's not. I can't sin. God can't sin. I make the rules. Right? Well, I can say it, you can't. That's how I basically say. Now, this goes on to the number 7771. We've already got 60 words in it. This has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Other 30 words. And it's from 778. So we're now up to 60 plus 30. That's 90 words minimum.
Yeah.
So we now go to 7768, right? And we look that up. I'm saying this so you can grasp how only I can do it. Right? Get it through your little pointed brain. This is impossible for you to do. You can understand it, but you can't grasp
Do it.
Yeah. This one's only got, it's not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 words in it. So we're now up to 120 words to explain one word. And that's only in the one.
And as a total...
I haven't done Greek yet.
All right, well, as a total, I just did because it's all sectioned off. So there's 1,547 pages in this book. Now, 1547 in Hebrew is captivity, corresponding to 1546. But in Greek, it is...
You know this word ends up at?
What?
Hello!
All right, now,
All that.
you mentioned before daughter, didn't you? Wasn't one?
Oh, yeah, daughter, yeah.
Okay, well, Greek 1547 is to marry off a daughter, give in marriage. But in Hebrew, it's captivity.
Well, isn't that talking about Peter we've seen the other day?
Oh my gosh. So the pages in this book, 1547. That's the exhaustive concordance of the Bible. And
But it is from 1546.
Yes, so I haven't even
Captivity.
got...
It's from 1540.
Right.
Carried away captive.
1547 was the original, from
this
1546.
is now, okay, this is going off again, 1540.
I'll do the Greek, because this is from 15...
Okay, now this is just one word, and luckily it ends there.
Oh my gosh. All right. I've
What?
done the Greek, and it was, marriage of a daughter from 1537. So get a load of this. Here we go. Ek. It's the word ek, or X, E-X.
Not it.
No, just so it's
One,
two letters.
two letters.
But wait for it. A primary preposition denoting origin, the point whence action or motion proceeds from, out, of, place, time, or cause, literal or figurative, direct or remote, after, among, ex, are, at, betwixt, beyond, by, the means of, exceedingly, abundantly above, for, forth, from, among, forth, up, grudgingly, heartily, heavenly, hereby, and very highly, in, ... ly, ly, because, by reason of, off, from, on, out, among, from, of, over, since, thenceforth, through, unto, vehemently, without, often used in composition.
Can you imagine my dismay when I first bought this book?
Oh, yes.
I thought, this is a 30-year task here.
Hey.
At the same time, I'm trying to measure the Earth on a paper atlas, as opposed to doing with GPS equipment, which is then highly accurate. But I did a reasonable job. I got it close, like the one across India, for example, at 20 degree latitude. I knew it was 888 plus something, and I couldn't get it close enough because the map is only so big. It's only 2 pages wide when you open it up on that particular. And we have to assume that it's accurate. And I didn't assume it's accurate. I already knew that the finger in the pie.
Yes.
The only way you get something accurate in a Jewish publication is to reverse it. Then you've got a chance of saying, well, we know it isn't that. So therefore, why have they changed it? Well, it turns out to be the 888 number. If you look it up, 888 in Greek, which I'll do, I'll tell you what it is, give you some idea. We'll do it in Hebrew first. 888 is displease from 887. Okay? Abomination. Abhor. Who put that in there for Jesus? Because that's what they're doing. Okay? So it goes on and on and on as well. To smell bad. Which I do a lot of that lately. It's your fault, you do the cooking. From useless in Greek. From the word 5534, here we go again, and 5532, unprofitable. So in other words, they have taken and purposely, they know what the Greek gematria is for Jesus. So in the Greek, they're saying it's useless.
Yes.
Well, it's very easy to do when you're putting a dictionary together. Now, who did that? Is it the Jews that did it? Or is it the Almighty inspiring men to put it in so that when you see it, you're going to say, this, obviously the Jews are behind this, when they might not necessarily be.
Just like the BCE.
Like BCE. So it comes from 5532 and 5534. So, now, what I'm trying to demonstrate here is it's from 5530, 5534, right? So you would then, what I did originally, I thought, okay, this is good, but we're dealing with a creation here. And it is far above the thoughts of man, right? So I would take all that and then put it into the word processor. I'd then calculate how many vowels there are in it.
Right.
How many consonants? How many spaces?
Right.
How many commas? How many brackets? Like, that's the depth of things that I go to. It's like disarming a nuclear weapon that's got 3 seconds before it blows up. Right? So I've got to put that on hold. Let's work it out. So this is the depth, and I'm trying to, although I don't think I can ever do it, but this is the depth of intellect that's required, that is impossible for a human being only to look at it with your mouth open, at gaze at something remarkable in a distance. Right? You'll never ever, when they say, oh, take on the mind of Christ, give me a fucking break. Right?
No way, Jose. Hey, babe.
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
It's running out of time and we need some music.
Totally. No, feel like a game of pool.
Oh, you want to go in a pool?
Yeah, totally.
You're determined to
time
get
is
even
up.
with me, aren't you?
Time is up.
It's time up?
Yeah, time is up.
That's an interesting thing. Jesus, right? Now, here's another connection. I'll show you how it works. When you've measured the earth like I have, like throw a number at me, I'll tell you where it is from where to where, right? No problem. Jesus, 2424, Jesus. Pronunciation, E-Ye-Sus. Beautiful, good. Hebrew origin, 3091. What's 3091? Oh, that's easy. Jesus, i.e. Joshua. The name of our Lord and 2 or 3 other Israelites, Jesus. Okay. However, if you measure from the North Pole and you draw a line around the earth at that distance down, 91, that, and you look it up in Hebrew, we do that, I'll just show you how we go. 3091, what is it in Hebrew? Joshua?
Jehoshua.
It is also the distance to the Bohemian Grove.
Yes.
Now you can't tell me that they didn't select the Bohemian Grove at that location for any other reason
Right.
than they did.
In Greek, 3091 is Lot.
Lot. What is Lot?
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? So what do I do from that point onwards? I convert it into miles or into kilometres or into inches, or measure the distance around the earth at that latitude, measure from there to where I was born, measure from there to Ararat, measure... Can you see where I'm going with it? How long it takes, and you've seen me work relentlessly, and there's things in there I haven't even revealed yet. And it gets to the point where I've overdone it, because what I'm trying to say to you folks out there is that it's all covered. The Jews think they're smart, doing this for 2,000 years, outsmarting me. Unfortunately, they have no chance at all. All they do is expose their own knackers, which I'm going to smash off. Right? In a delightful way.
So long.
Goodbye, farewell and fucking off. Oh no. I can say that, you can't. I forgot.
Well, babe, have you anything more to add to today's show? Because we're over time and out.
I'd just like to invite anybody who
Yes.
is out there, and they can scratch the dollars together, especially from America or from Europe. It's not that big a dollar to get to, where are we going again? India?
New Delhi.
Delhi?
Airport.
New Delhi? Mm-hmm. And there's lots of things to see around there. And what happens is, I was talking, actually I got an email, a text from, that's what I was doing before, to my niece, who was, her and I are quite close. And she's got a lovely sense of humour. And she admired me as a child. She went into athletics because I was an athlete.
Yes.
And here's a strange uncle off and doing all these adventures, and when I come back, we got together and we did some funny things together. And I was responsible for her marrying. I should tell the story again for newcomers. She had been in England and other adventures in Europe and into Arabian countries. And when she got back to Australia, she went to see her grandmother, and I was staying there in between my trials. I had to go to court. So her and I, here we are reunited. Last time I seen her, she was a child, maybe 8 or 9 years old.
Yes. Yes.
Now she's a woman.
Yeah.
And because we got on famously. And we started going out different places, and she likes to sing and play the piano and all these things, right? And as I said, she was also an athlete. And we go up to the Catholic Club, and up there you can get a meal at that time for $1. And that lures the old age pensioners in to spend $50 on
the poker machine.
Poker machine, right?
One-armed bandits.
One-armed bandits. So we go in there wearing a meal for $1. And she tells me her story of what happened. And she was with the love of her life at that point, a Moroccan man named Jaime. And they had decided, very, very clever move, I thought, to smuggle drugs into Morocco. Where they come from. like, hello. Like, let's take a handful of desert to the Sahara. And, no, that's not a good idea. Well, how about a handful of ice to Alaska? So anyhow, as they're going into Morocco, they get caught, and Jaime takes the rap for it. And he gets thrown into a jail. And then while he's in jail, they do some psychological tests on him, as they do with every prisoner, and find that he needs a bit of assistance, right? Depression and all this kind of thing, which he was. Because his girl that he madly loved. So while he was in this lockup, he had a 3-day out-of-body experience. And he was taken up into the heavens, something you might be akin to Enoch. And he looked down on the earth and was shown things by the angels, and the angels said, you must marry the woman that you are in love with, Michelle. Because she, and she didn't know this, she is the daughter, the niece of Christ. So now he gets back on the earth again, he wakes up, and this has blown his mind, right? In the meantime, she's gone back to England and then flown out to Australia and met me. Now we're up at the Catholic Club. And she says to me that Jaime doesn't know what happened to him. He was locked up in Moroccan jail, which is like not a real club med, so to speak. And I said, well, do you love him? She said, yeah. I said, well, would you like me to get him back for you? Like demonstrate a miracle, if you like. Yeah, can you do that? I said, of course you can. I've already told her I'm Christ. So I said, well, where was you with him the last time that you were together? She said, in London, at a boarding house which was owned by a lady who was a Jew. I said, you got the phone number? Yeah, got it. Like typical woman, got all the phone numbers. And I said, well, let's go find a phone box and we'll give her a call. She said, but Jaime's in Morocco in jail. I said, all right. So it's raining at the time. We go outside. Now, finding a phone box that actually works in Sydney is like finding a 4-ounce piece of gold in the gutter. So we're walking down towards the station, which is a typical place where the thugs will destroy everything that's possible. And there's this brand new phones. And I said, look at this. And not only is it a brand new phone, it takes all the credit cards and it takes this and takes that. And she had a phone card as well.
Right.
I said, well, give this lady a ring. Should I? Of course. Puts the phone card out and rings. Hello, this is Michelle Marshall. Yes, how are you? And the lady, the Jewish, and she's all right. Apparently a nice woman, apparently. And she said, have you seen Jaime? She said, oh, no, I haven't. She said, where are you? I'm in Australia. Oh, right, okay. As she's talking, Jaime walks in behind her. He had been released, now get this, he had been released from a Moroccan prison as a drug smuggler, flown back into London, they let him in.
Yes.
And on the phone, he tells her that he's been followed all over London by these people in suits. Right? Because he's too stupid. He's a stupid man, right? He doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
So then the romance is going to blossom again, and she ends up, he goes back to Morocco. He's trying to get his old job back. I'm a fisherman, being a net mender or whatever the hell he did. And she flies in, and then they're trying to get married. Well, marrying a Muslim in a Christian country takes some doing. Right. So after a long period of time, they had to go to Spain for the marriage. Right? But it was at least given approval in Morocco, but they had to leave the country to do it, like Alice did it. And she gets pregnant. Comes back to Australia. Now she's going to try and get him to immigrate into Australia, which is like pulling teeth. Right. Can't happen. The baby's born. This is Lily.
Lily.
Now Lily, when she grows up, born on the 15th of May, 2000. So she's what, 15?
15 this year.
Beautiful child. Right? And of course she hears from birth all about me and how I arranged for her. She wouldn't be here had I not got the two of them back together through a miracle.
That's right.
And when she was old, Lily was old enough, I told the story. I said, now, this is what I am. All the oldies in the family think I'm crazy, especially her grandfather, my brother. I said, they all think I'm nuts. I said, one rule of thumb you've got to understand here, don't ever listen to what an adult tells you. If you want to know something, give me a call. Because the world is totally corrupt by the Jews. So I filled her in from a little girl, and she now watches everything we do. So she's probably listening to this radio, and she's a lovely child.
She is, yeah. She's beautiful.
So she would not have existed. Ironically, it took years for him to get immigrated to Australia, and each time she goes back to show the family the newborn baby, she gets pregnant again. She comes back again. Now she's having 2 babies, so they've got to go back again with the 2 babies to show the family.
Gets pregnant.
Right? And they're apparently lovely people.
She
the
has,
Muslim dote on these children.
Yes.
And she goes back again, gets pregnant, comes back, now she's pregnant again.
So
Goes
she
back with
has
3 children.
3 beautiful girls.
Yeah. So that then leads into the story of my nephew, her brother, going to Morocco with a brilliant idea of smuggling drugs into Morocco. And he said to me, you know, I had a brilliant idea how to get drugs into Morocco. I said, you idiot. So that's where they come from? Right? Same story. He said, well, I said, how was you going to do it? He said, oh, you're sort of looking around, right? He says, false bottom in the trail. I think the Etruscans have got a patent on that from 2,500 years ago.
Tragic.
So he's then scratching his head and he said, what about smuggling in a boat? Oh, brilliant. What? You throw it in the boat, in the bottom of the boat or in the walls of the boat somewhere? Yeah, the Etruscans were doing that too. He said, well, how the hell will I do it? I said, well, don't do it. How's that? If you want drugs, go there and get stoned. Right? They come from it like, no, this is the family. They are insane. All insane. So Michelle's almost on the ball. She sort of drifts back and forth a bit. But Lily, the little one, she's got it. So I said to her, you got to become like a small child and don't ever leave it, because once you're educated by the Jews and the system that you're living in, you are doomed.
With that,
The Go Lightly Martial Art at FreedomTalkRadio.net.
So luckily I got them outnumbered. 1 to 7 billion.
hello. 2.
Oh, sorry about that.
Later,
When I
Gaddis.
say I,
I know.
I mean you and I.
All right, later, Gaddis.